Alright, so I just recorded this whole thing. Well, thought I was recording this whole thing and I didn't hit record. So it is 3:30 in the morning now. Originally it was 3 o'clock. But I'm gonna do something a little different and do a little like pedal board rundown. I got 2 new pedals recently, so I rebuilt my board and I'm pretty happy with the tones. I'm running direct into my DAW, so my dry tone is pretty just bare guitar sound, pretty clean. So yeah, I will start. I'm going to skip over this wah pedal for a minute because I don't really use the wah unless I have my tube screamer on. I'll just kind of go through a little overview of what's on the board. So I'm running, my guitar's going into the wah, and that's going into the volume pedal, this is just a Crybaby, just a classic Crybaby wah. This is the Ernieball VP JR volume pedal, and then that is hooked, this tuner is hooked only into the volume pedal, so there's nothing, the tuner is not hooked into anything else, it's just going from volume to tuner, so that way that if I'm playing a gig or whatever, I don't have to, I don't know, it just kind of makes it easier for me. I can just roll the volume down and I have no volume and I can tune pretty easily. And I can also do swells and stuff. And so wah to volume to tuner. The volume's also connected into this Tron, the Electro Harmonix Tron, and this is one of the new ones. That's like my Jerry Garcia tone, at least my style of it. That's hooked into this Micro Pog, also Electro Harmonix. That's an octave pedal. This pedal is super cool. I just got this one too. That goes into my TS9 tube screamer, which you can't go wrong with the tube screamer. That goes up here to this Holy Grail Reverb, also Electro Harmonix. They make some pretty badass pedals. That's just my reverb, and then just the Boss DD3T delay, and I just have that pretty subtle, you'll hear it. And then right now I have this RC500 loop station hooked in. I just have that when I'm playing by myself and I need to loop stuff. It's a pretty cool loop station. It's got drums built into it and everything, every two channels. I have full capability to change the volume on each channel and all that stuff, so that's a pretty cool pedal, but I'm not really gonna spend much time on it. It's not on my board for a reason. I don't use it too often, especially when I'm playing with bands or whatever. And then all that, besides this loop station, that's hooked into its own power supply. But all of that is hooked into a Voodoo Lab Pedal Power 2. And so if I get more pedals, I'm gonna need a extender kit for the power supply because I am all out of space. And then I just have an Altoids container for my picks. So again, here's just the dry, no pedals on. And then I'll skip over this one for now, and we'll go to the Tron. Or the volume is just a volume pedal. Doesn't do too much. Just turns the volume down. And I have, right now, I'm using the middle switch, so both pickups, bridge and neck. Volume's all the way up, tone's all the way up, so you're just getting the raw guitar sound. And then, so the Tron, this is my Jerry Garcia. It's the envelope filter. It's like a wah in a way, but it's completely different, so it's not really like a wah. Very Jerry, cool tone. I really like the tone of it. Seems like everybody has a Tron now, and I had to get one to see what the hype was about. It deserves the hype. The settings that I have, I don't really touch. I pretty much have them set, and that's where they stay. Every so often, I'll kind of screw around with the Tron or the octave pedal and change it around a little bit, but for the most part it stays exactly how it is right now. And then so that goes into the micro pog, and that's I'm gonna go to the bridge pickup for this one, and that's just the octave pedal. Really cool pedal, actually. It's got like a kind of organ feel to it when you play like certain chords, I guess. I don't use it too much when I'm playing with a bass player, especially because it kind of gives you that bass. But I do like to use it every so often during solos or something. It gives you a different tone, and I definitely use the tube screamer with it, so we'll try that. The dog's awake at 3:30 in the morning. So then we'll go to just the tube screamer, and that's just my overdrive, and I do want to get another overdrive or like a clean boost or something, but this pedal board is going to change probably 100 times. This is like the 8th time it's changed so far. I like changing it up, but pedals are not cheap. So a tube screamer, the classic tube screamer. It's got just a cool overdrive, and I use that pretty much exclusively for solos because I don't play a lot of songs that need distortion, really. I play a lot of jam band stuff, Grateful Dead stuff, whatever, and sometimes I want that boost. And then, so now we'll go back to this wah, and I don't think I've ever turned this wah on without the TS9 on, just because, but, well, this is like a Jimi Hendrix tone, I guess. Just classic wall sound. Doesn't get too much use, but it's definitely nice to be on the board. Kind of hard to push down when you're sitting down. And then, so the reverb is pretty much on all the time. That pedal pretty much does not come off. It stays, it's got 3 settings on it. It's got spring, hall, and flurb. And I pretty much always keep it on hall. And between, say, 10 o'clock and noon is where I keep the knob, and that's pretty much seems to be the sweet spot for that pedal. If you turn it up too much, it sounds cool, but it sounds like I'm playing in a stadium. So this pretty much is the sweet spot, in my opinion. And then I also keep the delay on most of the time, and I'll turn the reverb off so you can just hear the delay, but the delay I have very subtle. It's just a kind of quick slap delay. I don't have anything crazy. I don't really use much delay besides this. But it's cool when I'm doing some like reggae stuff. I can kind of turn it up and get more of a reggae sound with the delay or whatever. I can kind of change it up. That's the one that I probably change the knobs more than any of the other ones. But for the most part, it stays the way it is. And that one's on most of the time, I'd say. It comes off every so often, but most of the time it's on with the reverb. So my tone that I pretty much always go with is what's right now, just the delay and the reverb. And then we'll put the tube screamer on with the delay and the reverb. Yeah, that's pretty much my pedal board. Not much. It's a pretty simple board. I'd like to go pretty crazy with it and go stereo and 2 amps and all that, but that'll happen eventually. hope I'm recording. All right, cool. Kind of messed that up. Yeah. So I just figured I'd do something different and see if I can record with a microphone and a guitar, going through my pedal board with 2 cameras set up. It's a lot. I'm used to filming everything on an iPhone, so. Cool. Thanks for watching. Subscribe, like to my, this is my second video posting on YouTube. I appreciate it.